say?
Hey, good morning, DJ Envy.
Good morning, Angela Yee. It's Thursday.
No, it's Friday.
It's Friday? Today is Friday?
Yes. I thought you were trying to be funny.
No, I wasn't.
You just threw everyone's day off just now.
Okay, let me do it again.
Oh, my
It's
goodness.
Friday!
I just got so confused. Little Wayne's album's out.
I thought it was You know what? Yes, it's Friday, damn it, and I'm excited. Yes.
You were excited for it to be Thursday.
I was excited. I'm just excited for life. I ain't gonna lie. Things have been going so great. I'm just excited. I don't care what day it is. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. God has made sure I woke up this morning, and I am happy as hell. How are you doing, Yee?
I'm doing pretty good. It's pouring down raining in New York City, but the good news is you can now travel with weed out of LAX, so that's exciting for some people.
I've been doing that regardless. What are you talking about? Now you can? What do you mean?
You've been bringing marijuana through the airport?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I was like, wow.
But if it was in my
you
bag,
really got away with that.
And it did get through, it wasn't my fault. I'm actually out in Detroit. Shout out to everybody in Detroit. What up, though? I've been out here. I had to do a show last night. I had to check up on the properties. I checked up. We have a couple of houses in Detroit that we invest. So I checked up on the properties. I went by your property, too. Somebody ran up in one of your properties. You know that?
Yes, I'm aware.
Oh.
You think I don't know what's going on?
They took your boiler. They took a bunch of things out. I was like, geesh.
Yeah, so unfortunately, yes, that did happen.
I'm sorry.
We're working on it.
I know to put the ADT system on mine before I put my boiler in my house. But
well, we did have a security system
in
the
house. It just didn't work?
Yeah, it did work, but the phone that it went to was disconnected. And
oh, damn.
Yeah, so it was very quick that everything happened. But I actually just started working on my second house in Detroit just 2 days ago. So
okay.
I got 2 more houses to get done.
Okay. Well, did you hear the Carter 5 album yet?
Listen, so I was driving to work this morning. It only takes me 15 minutes to drive to work, so I heard 3 songs.
Really? Okay.
I heard 3 songs so far.
I heard about 6, 7 joints. The Uber ride here was a little longer. My Uber driver this morning was handicapped. So she had the handicap place, so it took a little longer to get to work. So I got to hear about 6, 7 joints. So far, I'm loving what I'm hearing. You know, I was off Lil Wayne for like the last 5, 6 years.
Well, he couldn't even really release any music.
Yeah, but you know, whatever he did, it was like the auto-tune Wayne, and I just didn't like it. He wasn't rapping. He was kind of like singing and rapping. I just didn't love it. But
he was going through a lot, though.
I know, but I just didn't like what he was going. I didn't like.
And he couldn't make the money off his music, so he probably was like, I'm not putting out my best music right now.
Right, but what I'm hearing so far, I'm really liking. I'm really enjoying. So I can't wait to really dive into this album over the weekend and really get into it. So I'm liking this stuff. So shout out to Lil Wayne, shout out to Young Money, shout out to Mac Main and them. I seen them yesterday morning, so I'm excited about this.
His mom
album
is on the intro talking about how much she loves him. That was a sweet intro, and she's on the cover as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's a song with Kendrick on there that everybody's...
Yeah, it's dope. That's
you
a dope
listen to that
too.
one? I listened to the song with XXX Tentacion because I think that was his second song.
Don't Cry.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so far I've only gotten through 3 songs, but then I had to skip ahead to Kendrick just because I wanted to hear it.
Okay, all right. Well, David Alan Grier, comedian, will be joining us this morning. Actor, we'll kick it with him in a little bit.
His show debuts, Cool Kids, comes on tonight.
And also Marsha Ambrosius.
Yes, she has an album out today.
Yeah, so we'll kick it with Marsha Ambrosius. We got a lot going on.
We're on top of it.
Yes, right. And we got front page news. What are we talking about, Yee?
Woo! Well, we're going to be talking about Brett Kavanaugh and the Senate hearing that he had yesterday that was all over the news. And I've been watching a lot of reaction from that, watching a lot of panels after everything happened. So we are going to lay out both sides for you this morning, Brett Kavanaugh and Christine Blasey Ford, and we'll see what you think.
Okay, we'll get into all that when we come back. It is Friday! It is, right?
Yes, it is Friday.
All right, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. What are we talking about, Yeezy?
Well, of course, we're talking about Brett Kavanaugh and the Senate hearing that happened yesterday. They're trying to decide whether or not Brett Kavanaugh should sit on the Supreme Court. Now, let's talk about the accusations that were put forward by Christine Blasey Ford. She came forward, Dr. Ford, she came forward to talk about what happened and how the assault that she claims went down actually started. Here's what she had to say.
I drank 1 beer. Brett and Mark were visibly drunk. Early in the evening, I went up a very narrow set of stairs leading from the living room to a 2nd floor to use the restroom. When I got to the top of the stairs, I was pushed from behind into a bedroom across from the bathroom. Brett and Mark came into the bedroom and locked the door behind them. I was pushed onto the bed, and Brett got on top of me. He began running his hands over my body and grinding into me.
All right, now, that Brett and Mark she's talking about is Brett Kavanaugh, of course, and Mark Judge. Mark Judge was Brett Kavanaugh's friend, and he did not testify. He was the person that actually, could have said he was in the room, but he did give a statement, and he said he's a recovering alcoholic, and he's also suffering from anxiety and depression. That's why he did not show up for this. Here's what else Dr. Ford had to say about the assault.
And I tried to get away from him, but his weight was heavy. Brett groped me and tried to take off my clothes. I believed he was going to rape me. I tried to yell for help. When I did, Brett put his hand over my mouth to stop me from yelling. This is what terrified me the most and has had the most lasting impact on my life. It was hard for me to breathe, and I thought that Brett was accidentally going to kill me.
Now, keep in mind, this is the first time that Dr. Ford, Christine Blasey Ford, has come forward before the American public to tell her story, because she said it's not my responsibility to determine whether Mr. Kavanaugh deserves to sit on the Supreme Court. My responsibility is to tell you the truth. It's not a criminal case. This is just basically, as they kept saying, like a job interview to see whether or not he's credible or whether or not his character should allow him to be a Supreme Court judge. All right, now here's what else she had to say about that evening.
Mark came over and jumped on the bed twice while Brett was on top of me. And the last time that he did this, we toppled over and Brett was no longer on top of me. I was able to get up and run out of the room. Directly across from the bedroom was a small bathroom. I ran inside the bathroom and locked the door. I waited. I left the bathroom, went down the same stairwell, through the living room, and left the house.
Now, as you know, Brett Kavanaugh is denying all of these allegations, and here's what he had to say in front of the Senate hearing.
I am innocent of this charge. I intend no ill will to Dr. Ford and her family. The other night, Ashley and my daughter Liza said their prayers, and little Liza, all of 10 years old, said to Ashley, we should pray for the woman. It's a lot of wisdom from a 10-year-old. We mean no ill will.
Now, what they are calling into question about Brett Kavanaugh is also whether or not he's being truthful, right? Because what he's trying to achieve by sitting on the Supreme Court is based around being truthful. And so here's what he has to say about his drinking habits. And keep in mind, there's a lot of things that he said that some of his old classmates have called into question.
I drank beer with my friends. Almost everyone did. Sometimes I had too many beers. Sometimes others did. I liked beer. I still like beer. But I did not drink beer to the point of blacking out, and I never sexually assaulted anyone. There is a bright line between drinking beer, which I gladly do, and which I fully embrace, and sexually assaulting someone, which is a violent crime.
Now, Brett Kavanaugh feels like this is a coordinated and a well-funded effort to destroy his good name and destroy his family. He said it will not drive him out. But Lynn Brooks, who was a classmate of Brett Kavanaugh, had this to say.
A number of my Yale colleagues and I were extremely disappointed in Brett Kavanaugh's characterization of himself and the way that he evaded his excessive drinking questions. There is no doubt in my mind that while at Yale, he was a big partier, often drank to excess, and there had to be a number of nights where he does not remember. And it's unfair that he kept flipping the questions to, but I studied real hard, but I played sports. And quite frankly, he was a blatant lying.
All right. So,
how do you determine who's telling the truth in this situation, though?
I mean, what would really do it if there was a witness that could come forward that was there when it all happened that could say this is what went down? But like we said, Mark Judge is not going to speak because he's struggling with his own anxiety, depression, and he's a recovering alcoholic, and he's the other person she named as in the room.
Yeah, you would need a third party because either you believe Kavanaugh, you don't, or you believe Dr. Ford, or you don't.
But I think it's not even just about the sexual assault. It's about whether or not he's an honest person. What they're calling into question is he not being truthful about other things like his drinking or being a virgin and things that he said, like he said that everybody cleared him and exonerated him, but truthfully they said they couldn't recollect what happened that night. So it's about him being truthful because what he's trying to achieve is a place that would mean that he would have to be a truthful, honest person. All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee. That's your front page news.
Now, I hope if he did it, I hope karma gets him like a mother, because there's, I look at my 3 daughters And I pray to God that they never get into a situation where somebody is drunk or somebody tries to use their power or their weight or their strength to overpower my daughters and try to rape or sexually assault them, because that is one of the biggest coward moves ever.
All right, well, that's Front Page News. I hope that broke it down for people who didn't see it.
Thanks, She. All right, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, hit us up right now. Maybe somebody pissed you off. Maybe you had a bad night. Or if you feel blessed and you want to spread some positivity, 800-585-1051. Get it off your chest. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. This is your time to get it off your chest. Whether you're mad or blessed, we want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, what's up, family? It's Marty Grace. How y'all feel today?
Damn,
What's
Marty,
up,
I ain't heard from you in forever.
I know. Yo, Charlamagne, after you get your colonic today, what's your next book going to be? Taking it in the Punch Ain't So Bad?
I don't know yet.
That's a good title.
That's
I got a
great
colonic
title.
schedule.
I know, right?
I got a colonic schedule for 1 p.m.
Oh, wow. Listen, I'm praying for you, brother. Everything goes well, man.
Why? It's not a surgery. What are you talking about?
You never know, though. You could rupture your butt.
Yeah, you got to get them
That's
things
true.
out of his
You're
butt.
right. Listen,
Thank you.
guys, I'm telling you why I'm mad today.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm mad because the post office had me ordered it because they still mad that everybody's buying my stuff and they supporting me. They don't want to give a black man a shot. They don't want people wearing my stuff. It's like they really trying to come at me so hard that it's just ridiculous, man. I would be the first black uniform contractor, and it's like they're not trying to mess up that generational money. They upset about that.
So the white man is stopping your flow.
Well, he's not stopping it because everybody sells my stuff. I get orders every day. I'm still out here selling stuff, you know. But it's just that we talking about hundreds of millions of dollars, though. They trying to stop that. They trying to stop me from getting that, man. It's just so crazy.
Got you.
I need y'all to let me come up to the station and talk about
No, we good. We
Slow
cool
down.
on all that.
Thank you
know
for
what I'm
calling,
saying?
bro. Have
Appreciate
a great
you, my
Friday,
brother.
man. We'll
You
pray
know
for
what I
you.
mean?
Hello, who's this?
iPhone Sim, Indy, what's good, boy?
iPhone Sim, what's up, man? I ain't see you in the club in a minute, man. What's going on? Everything all right?
Yeah, peak game though. Monday,
Uh-oh.
I got arrested because I had an argument with some guy when I was doing my second job doing Uber Eats. And we were doing some, arguing back and forth. He called me and I called him a cracker. He said I pulled the razor out and called the cops. I got a weapons charge and a menacing charge.
You got a razor on
Just
you?
like that. But hell no, I ain't have no razor. But he white, so that means that he white.
Now, you
What's
are
wrong?
from New York. How can you prove you didn't have a razor on you? Now, how you know?
I can't. Listen, how could they prove that? I did have one. It's my word against his. That's it.
Wow.
Nothing like that. No video, no camera. When they locked me up, I didn't have no razor, nothing. It was a weapon in the fourth degree, but because I've been convicted of a crime before, that bumped it up to a weapon in the third degree, and it made it to a D felony. I beat it down the line, but that's just BS though, bro. All you said was I had it. That's it.
I have to say, iPhone Sim, there's always something happening with you.
Yeah,
there's
you
a lot.
hard luck, bro.
What is going on?
Though, I got y'all behind me though, so I'm always.
No, you don't. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? You got us
Hey,
behind
we
you.
support you, iPhone
All
Sim.
we do is answer your phone calls in the morning, sir.
Listen, don't even start it, bro. I say, yo, P game. Where's this Venom thing gonna be at? Because I won tickets yesterday.
Nah, we don't want your kind at the movie theater next week.
Listen,
With us.
I already won.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I already won.
I don't need you messing up the ambiance of my movie night, okay?
Well, you leave that razor at home.
Yeah, leave that razor at home.
It's my movie night. It's my screening for Venom.
I can't be popping, boy. It's gonna be popping, boy.
iPhone, don't worry about it.
When is it?
If you don't want to go
Next
to iPhone,
Wednesday.
we'll go to his colonic today. We'll go for his the viewing of his
I ain't
colonic.
going for no Kalana. Get out of here. Listen, P. Game, one more thing. I added you yesterday, Charlamagne. You keep thinking that you know everything, my You don't know everything. The weed laws changed recently in Long Island. Yesterday, it's on the news. I tweeted you last night that...
Why you hang up on him?
I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Yo,
Why
just
you
hung
hang
up
up
on
on
him.
him?
I never had a
You just gonna hang
discussion.
up on him?
I never had a discussion with him about weed laws in Long Island.
How you gonna hang
Like,
up on
what
him
is he
like that?
talking
Oh,
about?
God. Get it
I
off
don't
your
know, 'cause
chest.
it's
He's going to
like
be waiting outside with that razor.
It's like, why? What are you talking about now? Like,
800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed.
So you better have the same energy.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
This is Shelly.
Hey, mama, get it off your chest.
Okay. I'm upset about something, but I'm also blessed. The thing that I'm upset about is I'm in South Carolina. I'm going 2 weeks for my ceiling falling in, and my landlord or nobody doing anything about it. And I got children.
where you live at in South Carolina, boo?
In Florence.
You live in Florence?
Yes.
I would call somebody to get it fixed and just take it out the rent.
Nah, I wouldn't do that.
I would. That's what I used to do.
He might not pay that.
I wouldn't pay my rent, so he won't have to pay it.
Yeah, that's
well, they're going to kick your ass out if you don't pay your rent.
No, you can't have your ceiling falling in and all of that. You could take him to court.
But on my daughter.
Right.
So that's the main part that really pissed me off, because I can eat a lot of stuff, but when it comes to my children, that's like a whole nother month.
That's dangerous. She's worried about the safety of her kids.
I don't even know who you complain to in South Carolina about that.
You got to go to court.
Me either, Charlamagne. That's the problem. It's like when people look like us, I can say something to them blue in the face, and they're like, sorry.
Yeah, I remember when
we're going to help you.
I had an apartment in Columbia, and I had like some mildew or some mold in because it was like a leak in the closet, and they basically told me it was my fault. And I'm like, how is it my fault?
No, tenants have a lot of rights, though. If there's things like that happening and the landlord isn't fixing it, you don't have to pay your rent.
You ain't never been to South Carolina, huh?
Who's the property manager?
You sound like you're talking from a New York perspective.
Mama, who's the property manager?
The property manager is Assist to Sell.
Who?
Assist to Sell. That's the name of the company.
I'm sure it's somebody you can call. I just don't know who, but I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, you have to see where you can make these housing complaints, but I'm telling you, if it's that major, what I've done in the past is get it fixed and then just took it out my rent and said I'm not paying this.
That sounds very expensive
and have the receipt
to fix,
and everything.
Though. That sounds very expensive to fix a roof. Well,
but the good news is my daughter only broke her wrist.
Wow.
And that they still been, not broke her, she sprained her wrist. And she's still been campaigning because her and her brother is running to be the first black twins in student government. So she's still been a trooper and persevering through all of this. So I'm so blessed that it wasn't as worse as it was. So that's why I said I'm upset about this, believe me, but I'm still blessed because it could have been so worse. If you guys would have seen how much stuff is down, it could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah, they have HUD in South Carolina. I just looked it up, and they handle all those complaints about housing and bad landlords and all of those things. So you have to contact your local housing agency. So if you look up South Carolina complaints for housing, and you'll see it, HUD.gov.
And Mama, if I was you, I would take my daughter to the hospital, and I would get a lawyer. If that fell on her, she got more than a strain, all right? Been a sprain, excuse me. She got way more than a sprain. Wink, wink, wink. She's hurt. And you don't know how that's going to heal.
Yeah, you should go to NOLO.com too, boo. NOLO.com tells you the top 10 things that landlords in South Carolina are responsible for, and providing habitable housing is number 4.
You heard me? Go get a lawyer today. Hello,
who's this? Lawyer girl.
Hey, Trav.
That's right, Trav.
What's up, MV?
What's up, Trav?
Hey, Yee.
Hey, Trav.
What's up, Charlamagne?
What up, sis? How you?
They called to talk about Kanye West. I don't know how long this Charlamagne care package is going to last. I don't know if you got the extended warranty or not.
What's Charlamagne care package? Why is there a Charlamagne care package? Did you even ask me what I think about? Did you ask me what I think about Kanye West? Did you ask me what I think about Kanye West?
We don't have to.
Ask me what I think about him.
Hey, Trav is talking. Go ahead, Trav.
Oh, but I just said I hope he didn't get the extended warranty because you be putting on the Superman cape for Kanye. But this whole MAGA hat with the Colin Kaepernick shirt.
That was corny. It was lame. He looked like a clown. He looked like a caricature of himself.
His album comes out tomorrow.
And it's getting so played out that every time he drops the album, he does something like this. And the fact that we fall for it every time is even more ridiculous.
I can't believe Charlamagne, the fact that
don't ever disrespect me, sir. I'm consistent with mine, my brother. You know what I mean? I call it like I see it all the time, but you know.
I think it's whack. I like, come on, like everybody's saying, oh, you changed, you moved to Chicago, things are getting different. You came out that sunken place, obviously not.
Y'all still go wear them Yeezys though.
You damn right, I'm gonna still wear them Yeezys.
Exactly.
You wore them. Knock it off.
Yeezys cost much for me. But all right, y'all have a good one.
Hey, I got some Yeezy 700s that don't come out till December 2019, by the way.
Oh, shout out to your plug.
Are they the MAGA editions?
Nah, they're not the MAGA editions. They are all white though.
Get it off your chest, 800-585-1051 if you need to vent. Yee, we got rumors on the way?
Yes, I mean, let's get right into it because Lil Wayne's album, The Carter 5, came out. Now, I know a lot of us haven't had a chance to hear it unless you were up all night because it's 23 songs.
I heard the first half. He ain't talking about nothing.
I heard the first 3 songs. Actually, I kind of like it so far.
I like it so far, too. I like it so far.
But as I said,
I'm just happy he's not auto-tuning no more.
And then I skipped ahead to Mona Lisa featuring Kendrick Lamar. That song was popping.
Mona Lisa is good, but Kendrick washed him on it.
It's a dope song.
Kendrick will watch them on it.
All right, so we're going to talk about that when we come back.
All right, don't move. Rumors on the way. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
What's up, broke ass boy?
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get to these rumors. Let's talk Lil Wayne.
What?
Lil Wayne.
This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
Who is Little Wayne?
I said Lil Wayne.
No,
you
that's
said
not
Lil
what you
Wayne.
said. That's
That's
what you
Lil
thought
Wayne.
you said. But go ahead. Yee.
All right, now let's talk about the Carter 5. It's been 6 years since Lil Wayne announced this album was going to come out, and now it's finally here on his birthday. He is 36 years old yesterday. And some of the guest appearances on the album, XXX Tentacion, he's on the second song, Don't Cry, is what that's called. Here's a little piece of that.
Don't cry. Don't go. Staring into the clouds, am I rising? Or they coming down? I see death around, but around and around, just another that done lost his head. No, a king that forgot his crown. I am, but 9/27/82, colorblind. Even if I may be blue, a light on my plate ain't my favorite food.
I like that record. That's the first song on the album. I like that tune.
Right, first is an intro from his
The second
mom.
song, yeah.
I Love You, Dwayne. But it's not a song, it's just an intro.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's Don't Cry. Now, I haven't heard the whole song yet, but I did hear the beginning of Uproar with Swizz Beatz producing on that.
Oh, where they sampled G-Dep? Drop one of Clues bombs for G-Dep, goddammit. G-Dep still getting sampled in 2018, okay?
Also,
I'm trying to tell y'all.
Travis Scott is on the album. Nicki Minaj is on the album. And then Mona Lisa featuring Kendrick Lamar.
Best
is the
record on the album I've heard so far.
8th song on the album. Here it is.
You tell her your business, she tell me your business. You tell her what you feeling. All of the beans you be spilling to you, she like through her tea cavities feeling. She's on vacation with him so she don't get blamed. We don't snatch things, we find out addresses, and we don't leave messes. Something missing. He scratched his head, she said get back in bed, and she gave him some. Boy, you can't trust them. Just then she say, ooh.
You know why I like that record? Because Wayne has a narrative on that record. He's telling a story, and it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. That's something that Wayne does not do enough of to me.
All right, Kendrick, as we said, is featured on this
Kendrick
song.
bodied Lil Wayne.
Mona Lisa, here it is.
Every day she wake up with a different color makeup and a promise he go take her to the movie in the mall. Chilling with the liquor on the floor, fourth quarter for a minute on the clock. Black mama with the bow.
Stupid.
In a minute he go be admitting that he love her on his mother. Man, he wanna meet her mother by tomorrow.
Stupid.
Poetry in the bad tree, sweet tone like a hummingbird. When she asked him, did he wanna make love in a yellow taxi? He never gave to. Jumped in the backseat, woke up in the morning to the Great Gatsby.
All right.
Kendrick got flow,
Don't
delivery.
this make you want to hear the whole album?
No, makes me want to hear more Kendrick.
It makes you want to hear the whole album. Sosa Man's on there also. Reginae, his daughter, Reginae's on there. Snoop Dogg, Ashanti, Mac May, Nivea. We told you yesterday Nivea was on the album. So make sure you guys check it out. It's 23 songs. So I know a lot of you aren't going to be able to listen to it before you get to work or school or wherever you're going this morning, but it's out.
Yeah, I definitely haven't gotten through the whole album yet. I got through like the first half, and unless the second half of this album is way better, it's going to be tough to get through this whole thing.
Well, you got the whole weekend to listen to it.
And it's not whack. It's
not whack at all.
I'm just too old to be hearing somebody just rapping. And like it be like Wayne like to be like the hoes be lying. It's a thin line. I know you know the line. Second the lines. You know what you got to fake lines. Rough edges like a box
Barack
of
Obama's
fries.
on the
Catch
album
line.
as well.
Catch
by
the
the way.
line. American flag. Let's start text the lines.
I like Lil
I
Wayne.
do lines.
I
Stay in
can't-
line. Don't cut the line. Let's get
Okay,
the line.
Charlamagne, we get it.
All right. Well, Kanye's album's coming out on Saturday. I know you're excited
Not
about that.
interested.
Yandi.
I'm not interested at all. By the way, I think Logic going to outsell. You know what? He may not outsell Lil Wayne because there's a lot of hype around Lil Wayne. But don't be surprised if that little biracial boy outsells Lil Wayne and Kanye West.
All right, we're going to get to that. But Kanye's album is coming out Saturday. He said, we know it will come in number 2 to my brother Lil Wayne, and that's lovely.
Nope.
Might be number 3.
Yeah, might be number 3, boy. That little biracial boy named Logic know how to sell some records first.
Yeah, so Logic's album is out as well. So Young Sinatra 4, that LP is out. Kevin Gates also put out his mixtape. And Reason made his debut on TDE. There you have it. His album is out as well.
Don't be surprised if Logic outsells everybody you just named.
I don't know about Wayne. There's a lot of hype about Wayne.
It's a lot of hype about Wayne. That is true. And I don't think Wayne has ever put out a project in the streaming era. Like, not an official project. I know mixtape, so I don't know. But I definitely know Logic will outsell Kanye.
All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that's your Rumor Report.
All right. Thank you, Miss Yee. Now, when we come back, we got front page news. What we talking about, Yee?
I mean, do y'all want to talk about Brett Kavanaugh some more, or do you want to talk about these weed laws now in L.A.? You could travel through the airport.
I want to talk about the civil war that's going to be in Def Jam when Logic outsells Kanye West. And then Kanye screams on the building because Logic is signed to Def Jam, too.
I mean...
Well, Def Jam's not going to be upset.
I don't think it's Def Jam's fault.
Def Jam's going to be extremely happy.
It won't be Def Jam's fault if that happens.
I know that, but I don't think Kanye's aware of that in 2018.
All right, we'll give you more insight into Yandi.
All right, front page news is next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. All right. Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Shout out to my daughter, Madison. She got a chemistry test today, so good luck, baby. But let's get in some front page news. What we talking about, Yee?
Eric Reedy just got signed by the Panthers. He filed a collusion grievance against the NFL, but now he has signed a one-year contract with the Carolina Panthers. He, too, took a knee during the national anthem at NFL games. And
yeah, he was one of the first with Kaepernick.
Yes, felt he was being blackballed. He's friends with Kaepernick also. And so now he has been signed.
Yeah, dropping the clues bombs for Eric Reed. He definitely did seem like he was being blackballed for a moment. Mm-hmm. But he's with the Panthers now.
All right, if you're traveling through LAX, now you can pack some marijuana along with your belongings. They're going to allow anybody 21 years of age or older to bring up to 28.5 grams of marijuana and 8 grams of concentrated marijuana in accordance with Proposition 64, according to their new policy at the airport. So there you go. But
you can only go to a place where marijuana is
Yeah, I guess you have to
legal.
be careful on where you're traveling to, because obviously if you get to your destination and marijuana is illegal under, because marijuana is still illegal under federal law, by the way, then they can still confiscate weed and weed products if it.
Yeah, that's weird, because what if you're flying from New York and then, you fly over all of those states to get to L.A.? Could they charge you with trafficking, drugs through certain states?
Yes. Once you get to L.A., you should be fine.
Yeah, but you still was on the plane, though.
They didn't catch you.
I'm saying if they do, hypothetically.
Right. If they catch you before you get on the plane, but then once you land and you're in L.A., it's done.
Yeah, but can't they charge you for flying through all of those states where it was illegal?
Well, first of all,
you could be like, I just got it as soon as I landed.
No.
It is. No. I thought you could carry less than 28 grams in New York.
You can't take it on no airplane in New York.
Oh.
Yeah, so if you get through the airport, then you should be home free.
No, I'm not encouraging nobody to do that.
Not at all.
I don't know the laws enough to tell you what to do, buddy.
All right, since we talked about New York, let's talk about a man from Staten Island. He won the Powerball jackpot, $245 million.
Oh, really?
Yes.
When was that?
Yesterday.
What dropping the clues bomb for that, man? What is his race? What does he look like?
His name is Nandalal Mangal.
What?
He's 42 years old. So he was at the Stop and Shop. He bought a quick pick ticket for $6 while getting his groceries. He's Guyanese.
Well,
he's a Guyanese immigrant. He's a carpenter. He lives with his wife. And he said he put away his groceries. He tossed aside the ticket. He didn't even know for days that he actually won until he heard no one had claimed the ticket. And he was like, let me look at my ticket before I throw it out.
Wow.
And it turns out he did win. He said he doesn't check the ticket that often. So he's going to get about $99 million after withholding.
Young man, too. He's only 42 years old.
I just say he's 42.
He's about to live a great life.
They don't have any kids or anything yet. They're just, chilling.
No drop on the clues bombs for him.
Wow.
If you don't have no kids now, he definitely is about to get some.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, I'm Angela Yee, and that's your Rumor Report.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee. Now, when we come back, David Alan Grier will be joining us, comedian, actor. We're going to kick it with him when we come back. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building, comedian David Alan Grier.
What's up, man?
What's up, my brother?
It's good to see you.
You've been on TV my whole life, and I'm 40. How do you keep a job?
Man, I'm 62.
Really?
62 years old.
I didn't know you was 60 plus. Wow.
Yeah, that's why I'm dressed like this. I'm trying to dress like a teenager because these are the last days, brother. Any moment, this car could break down. So I'm trying to live my life.
60 plus is young, man.
Dude,
you got plenty of time.
I feel great, man. I feel great. I tied my shoe this morning. I was like, okay, let's go.
He's in character right now.
I'm not. No, that dude is way older. Trust me.
Do you take advantage of any of the senior citizen benefits out there?
No, man, can we be? It's like, how did they find me? That's the wrong address. They got your picture up there. They wait. Yeah. As soon as you hit, I think it's like 50, they go, ding. Wow. Here you go, Charlamagne. Come join us.
Well, my dad was excited when he got his AARP.
No,
he gets all kind of discounts and stuff.
I called my lawyer. I'm like, listen, man, we need to sue these people because they sending me stuff unsolicited.
But it makes sense now, though, because you got the cool kids, right?
Yeah, that's our new show. I'm playing an old crusty guy. Actually, I'm the youngest person in the cast.
Okay.
So they didn't really want to see me at first because they thought I was too young. And I just said, listen, man, I'm the person you want, okay? Mm-hmm. You can make me look old. I can show up on time, still remember my lines, and we can kick it like that. I don't know if you really want to, hire an 80-year-old because it's going to take twice as long.
So is your beard real? I'm trying to.
This is me, man.
Okay.
This is the only thing real about me. Okay. All the rest is put together. The beard is mine.
Charlamagne just started dyeing his beard.
Never dyed it, not yet.
Wow.
I don't know if I want to, man. I think it's either when it starts to get gray, you should just let it go.
This is what
I'm doing. Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart got a good black job.
Yeah, but see, here's the deal. That rim of gray. Because you got to dye it every 12, 18 hours. Yeah, I'm not that ambitious.
So what are some things we can expect from the cool kids? Because I've been reading up on it.
Yes.
And there's a lot of issues that are going on in the world today that are going to be reflected on the show.
Well, we're trying to get these jokes out there, first and foremost. We will be dealing with humor. I mean, it gets deep because that's what getting older is about. But, I mean, really the energy and what really attracted me to this series is, Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny. He's young and crazy and edgy, and this is about old people. So I thought those two things together would probably give it a different perspective. Old people do everything that young people do. They just do it more methodically, and they take more frequent breaks. But other than that, everything else is there.
Are there any challenges to making a traditional sitcom with older characters?
Well, to not play old. You understand? To not play old in spirit. I talk about, because my mom and dad, they both passed away. My mom lived to 95 and a half.
Wow. That's a nice life.
Let me tell you something. When my mom got sick one time, she told my brother and I, she said, now you tell my church friend, you have to call this number because he's going to be expecting me in the pew. And we're like, Mom, what you trying to tell us? Mama had a church boyfriend. Wow. That's what I'm saying. Mr. Johnson is going to know. He's going to want to know. So you boys be sure to call him. Weeks. I was like, okay.
So hold on. When Mr. Johnson came to the funeral, did you sign?
No, he wasn't allowed at the funeral, man. That's a whole other show. We didn't know him.
So wait,
Mama knew him.
He wasn't a side piece.
No, we had. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. We my brother talked to Mr. Johnson. Okay.
You pressed him?
Yeah, man. Come on, man. That's my mother. I'm like, hey, man, get up out of here. Get up out of here. You are not invited.
There's such a stigma with people putting their parents or relatives into a retirement home, right?
Yeah, we never did that with my mom. I mean, the first thing I asked when I went in is I said, is this a convalescent home? That means broken hips, etc., or is this a senior living facility? So they said, no, this is a senior living facility. So we're there by choice. We're not there by decree.
Yeah, I don't think no older person should be in an old folks home if they got a bunch of kids.
See?
Treat it like a daycare. Send me that during the day. And
there you go. My mom never went. My mom, she lived with my brother till the very end. We took care of her, and that's how it went down. My father either. He didn't go out like that. So, but we're doing this for
the comedy aspect.
Yes.
So give us some things that go on at this Cool Kids.
Well, there's a lot of hooking up. I mean, I think basically these characters are very petty.
Is there a Viagra storyline?
Not yet. We're just glad to be living, okay, and playing dominoes and whatnot,
At that age, you don't care about stuff like that. You just happy to be alive.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Stop. No, let me tell you something. My mom, man, we were driving around the neighborhood. She broke it down. She was like, this is my friend Sally. Like, yeah, okay, Mom. Okay. Now her boyfriend is Bert, and she didn't say boyfriend. No, she said her friend is Bert. And we like, friend, why are you telling us all this? Oh, here comes Bert. Bert ran up to the car. How you doing, boys? Oh, your mom's great. Me and my brother like, what
you mean my mom's great?
I'll see you in a couple of days, Ruth. He ran with like that. What's up, Bert? Bert was killing him. Bert was killing all the old ladies, man.
Does this show help you to accept being older?
I like it. Here's the deal, man. I've worked in especially as an actor, you work with people of all ages. I just did Annie.
Daddy
with all these little young girls, man, and they wore me out. They got all their lives ahead of them. And they looking at you like, get out the way.
Yeah.
But you're also a veteran who can teach them a lot.
I do. You know what? I try to be, as an older actor, I try to be the kind of older actor I wanted to work with. You understand? Bitterness. People who are always crabby, in a bad mood. I never wanted to be around those people.
Right.
Also, people I idolized or I looked up to. I loved Dick Shawn, was an older actor. And I remember I worked with him, and you're nervous, at least I am, because you don't know how they're going to be. You understand? He came in the trailer, he burst in, and he was great. He was so inspiring. I mean, because all of it is my attitude is about I want to be funny today. I want to be entertaining right now.
That has to be disappointing when you meet your idols sometimes and they don't treat you in a way that you would have anticipated. Like, oh, I love this actor, I look up to him. Then you're on set with them. And
you see the real person. Listen, I give people space, man. I remember I met Cab Calloway, and we were doing some, and I waited all day. I was like, oh, excuse me, Mr. Calloway, I'm just such a big fan. I watched you my whole life. I love you. And he was like, that's great, man. Anyways, we went right back. You know, I still loved him, man.
I mean, you think about it, though. When you
know who I am.
Yeah, when you're 90, you don't got much time, man. Every second counts,
That's what I'm saying. You got to give people space. You know, I didn't sit there pouting all day going, man, he ain't even engaged me, man. You know, I just was happy to meet him, you know. And so it depends on the circumstance.
All right, we have more with David Alan Grier. When we come back, don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. The Breakfast Club. We have David Alan Grier in the building. Yee.
I saw you posted Roseanne after she got dropped from her agency.
Yeah. We gonna pray for her. This business is deep, man.
But then when you think about the reboot
Should we pray for her?
I say that facetiously.
Yeah, I think
I can't pray for everybody. I'm trying to pray for me, man. Yeah, you see my head, Bob. Come on, man.
I got other things to worry about.
No, yes.
And we see all these other reboots happening. Boomerang. Halle Berry and Lena Waithe are bringing Boomerang back as a series.
You know what? I reached out to Lena on Twitter. Yeah, go ahead and do it. I'm just tired of it. You know, just give me something new. Really? Give me something new. But especially
but it is
Boomerang.
new to some people.
It is new, and it's not like they're bringing all the old Rusty Dusties back. You know, it's not gonna be me and Eddie and Martin. Like, what you want to do now? I don't know. You know, so they're doing a whole new look. You know, people are just vibing on Let's Go Back. I mean, people ask all the time, will In Living Color be rebooted? They tried, but they tried, and here's what happened. First, they said they're going to reboot it. Then all I got online every day is like, well, you guys are coming back, right? No, they had a new cast. But then they said, no, we want the originals to come back. You got to come back. So then they tried to shoehorn us in there. Ultimately, it failed. And it was just one of those things. Sometimes you catch lightning in a bottle, and that's hard, especially a sketch comedy. You know, so I don't know if it'll ever come back like the way it was, but it's there.
I will say Men on Film would be hilarious now. There's nothing like Old Queen.
I know.
I love Old Queen.
Yeah, but here's the deal, man. I forget, what's the show? It was on Bravo or something. You know, Derek, the dudes from Atlanta, Style Queen.
I know you're talking about. No, you're talking about the black one.
Right.
I can't remember.
But that wasn't on when In Living Color was on. I mean, they're unspoofable to me. I mean, because they're the real guys are, to me, much broader than what we were playing.
Right.
And just so the world has changed.
Oh, it's so much.
I don't know, you know, so we're just in a different time. But
just like we had the author Michael Arceneaux up here, and he talked about being young and gay, and that was the only representation he saw of a young black man on television.
You mean In Living Color?
Yeah, on Men on Film.
Yes.
But then he also felt like it was just too...
it was out there.
Yeah.
It was out, but I mean, I'll just say this, you know, 20 whatever years ago, it was
groundbreaking.
Done. I know, but it was also done with love in terms of those characters never got into gay bashing. They were just what they were, and you accepted her or not. You know, back when In Living Color was on, you could call the station, you could write a letter, or you could fax. There was no social media. I mean, now people blast as you talk.
Right.
So when Living Color did get backlash, we just didn't see it.
You know, as a performer, we were really protected. I mean, we didn't feel that direct assault from anyone. What I most remember is black people in general. Should you be telling our secrets? Are you just, meaning you, the show, just picking on African American culture? You know, that kind of thing.
Kind of what Dave Chappelle was feeling from
Exactly.
Yeah,
Uplift the race. We don't have time for this foolishness.
It's a comedy show.
Yeah, but some people don't have chill, man. We're in the revolution. There's no time to laugh. I remember there was a specific woman on In Living Color who her whole job was to deal with the censors and deal with the network. When we did the Headleys, you know, the Jamaican family, we're using all these Jamaican curse words, and they couldn't keep up.
Right.
It wasn't until the Jamaican the viewers of Jamaican descent started writing letters and going, do you realize what they're saying? Well, we had already been on the air. And that was also some of the fun in Living Color. We would try and bombard them with so many terms, ethnic, cultural, these are white folks, man.
they
Back
didn't
in
get it.
'90,
They had no
were
idea.
not fast enough. So we would just circumvent. We just keep hitting them. By the time they said, well, you can't say this, we were already on to something.
Now, how did you research for this role for Cool Kids?
I looked in the mirror. Okay. I'm going to repeat again. I tied my shoe. See, age will humble you. I remember I was out on a date one time in New York. We'd been sitting. It was after Porgy and Bess, and I got up to go to the bathroom. I said, yeah, I'll be right back.
That back.
Man, the date was over. This girl was like, she looked at me, she said, no, ain't nothing gonna happen here. You need to go home. I was like, no, we can have another drink. All of a sudden, I was old, man.
How old was she?
Younger. Can we say that? Damn, Breakfast Club? She was younger. She was younger than me.
You don't date your age, David?
No, I don't. You know what? I date people I like. I don't want to say that, man. I date people I like. But I did for a period date much younger women till finally. That's the thing about dyeing your beard. I can't. It's too much energy.
It's
too much energy
too much
when
work,
you're sitting
man.
there going, so Britney Spears did what now? Oh, glory.
Just keeping up is too much work, man.
You got notes and stuff. You like, Ariana Grande, I like her. You know, it's too much. I want to be myself.
Were you disappointed when the Carmichael show got canceled?
I was disappointed and relieved. You know, it's funny you guys are asking about Cool Kids. The Carmichaels, one of the joys of the Carmichaels is it was so political. Every week, every time Gerard would come up with another premise, like there was one thing we did, the kids found our porno stash. And I was like, dude, don't tell me this happened. He goes, it did. You know, and he found his dad's porno stash.
We all have found our parents' porno stash.
Not me, man.
You never found it?
I had my own.
Yeah,
my daddy found it.
Yeah, right.
My mama found it, actually.
But so that was the fun of that show, and I missed that, and we really touched a nerve. I feel like we had more to say, but the network was not behind us, and I knew that final season. They kept us off for a year.
Wow.
Then we had to fight to get, 10, 12 episodes. So at the end of the day, it was just we were worn down.
I read that you guys are going to touch on things like the Me Too movement, though.
Oh, yes. Well, anybody over, we playing old 75-year-olds. I mean, if you talk to, and most of those dudes are like, well, what's wrong with it? You know?
Oh, yeah.
They don't get it. They do not get it. So, yeah, there's a lot of re-education. But that's why Margaret is there, Vicki Lawrence's character.
Or the Bill Cosby episode, that'll be hilarious.
Oh, well, yeah, man, that's the deal. Well, we all know what went down. Bill's eating pudding pops, in the joint. Literally, I read on the way here. But I read on the way here, it's like he's eating Jell-O.
They said that.
Somebody being funny.
I don't know.
No, they said
they
that's
do
be
serve
part of his,
Jell-O.
first meal.
Yeah, but it's wild. It's wild.
When does Cool Kids come on?
This Friday, man. Come on. This Friday on Fox. And watch it, man. I always love coming here.
So to Fox. Fox is always so good to black people.
Man, listen to me. It was a complete circle.
Living color.
Right, exactly. The only thing that's changed is Fox News. Because back when we were on, Fox News had not really come into its full evilness, as a news network. But, yeah, that's probably the only thing that's changed.
Well, good. Nothing like something great to watch on TV because I love being home on a Friday night.
That's right.
Yes.
My man David Allen Greer, thank you for coming. It's the Breakfast Club.
Hey, man, it's good seeing you.
Yes, sir.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to these rumors. Let's talk Bill Cosby.
Listen up. This just in.
All the gossip. The Rumor Report.
Gossip.
With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
Well, Bill Cosby's in jail, as you all know, and they already threw a stale hot dog bun at him. He's already fallen, so they've said. Well, now his Hollywood Walk of Fame star has gotten defaced. They wrote serial rapist on it and hashtag Me Too. So after getting sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison, they've deemed that he is a sexually violent predator, and that star has been defaced. They did quickly remove everything off of it, but we don't know who did it yet.
I'm surprised they ain't removed the star yet.
They're not going to. They said.
They're not gonna move.
They already said they're not going to remove his star.
That's the hot dog story that you were telling us behind the scenes yesterday. They said that was fake, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's just a terrible thing to have happen to you, I guess.
All right.
All right, Steve Harvey versus Pusha T. What happened that the two of them don't get along? Well, here is what Pusha T said about Steve Harvey on the story of Adidon.
Monkey suit Dennis, you parade him. A Steve Harvey suit in the maid him.
Now, if I was Steve, I'd be a little upset about that,
Why?
too.
Everybody always talks about Steve
That's
Harvey.
That's a dated reference. Steve ain't wore them big baggy suits in years.
But didn't he have a whole line of suits?
Yeah, back in the day.
Steve Harvey
Like
suit.
7
back in the
years ago.
day. No longer than that, over a decade.
It's still funny.
I mean, I get the reference, but you know, if my wardrobe had stepped up, I'd be a little upset still.
Well, Steve Harvey had some comments about that. Who knew that this would bother him so much? Here's what he had to say.
Pusha T. Who the is that? Pusha T cracked on you in the rap song. Well, Pusha T. What is this broke ass boy? Where he come from?
Dropping a clues bomb for Steve Harvey, goddammit. Steve Harvey's a nigga. I keep trying to tell y'all.
And this is him talking
Okay.
to the studio audience at Family Feud. All right.
Drop one of clues bomb for Steve Harvey.
Now,
I don't give a
Steve
damn
Harvey-
what y'all say about Steve Harvey. I love that man, okay?
We know. Steve Harvey dropped a little diss of his own.
I'm gonna write my own rap. Who the is Pusha T? With me, you better watch out, T. You don't know who I be. I'm gonna let everybody get up in the Pusha T. Somebody best known not to with me. I'm all in your ass. I got more cash. I'll do anything. I'll smack that ass. Don't mess
Okay,
around.
wait a minute.
With me, I don't give a shit. Your name is Pusha T.
I got a fart on Steve Harvey's. Hey,
Oh, I'm surprised.
you can't be out here threatening the Me Too Pusha T now. He said you gonna smack his ass.
And he said he's going to get all up in his... Did he say he's going to get in his butt?
Yeah, he said it twice. Like, come
Yeah,
on,
he said it.
come on, Unc now. All right, just leave it
yeah.
at that little
Unc's not a rapper.
leave it that little broke ass boy. All right.
Somebody need a ghostwrite for this guy, man. All right, Nelly, let's discuss what happened with him. Now, as you know, a woman says that he raped her on a tour bus, Monique Green. She said she was at a club in Seattle where he performed after the show. She was hanging out with him, went on his tour bus, and that's when he allegedly assaulted her and had both oral and vaginal sex with her against her will. Afterwards, she said that he screamed at her, threw a $100 bill at her, and said bye. Well, Nelly countersued her, saying that sex was consensual and that this was defamation. Well, they have both now decided to dismiss their cases.
Yeah, they both dismissed. Both dropped it.
Yes, and no money exchanged hands. Prosecutors dropped the case after she did refuse to cooperate after that initially. So no money exchanged hands, and both cases were dropped. All right, Terry Crews is going to be hosting an America's Got Talent spinoff. He's been named as the host of America's Got Talent, The Champions. They just announced this on yesterday. It launches in January.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so shout out to Terry Crews out here working.
Yeah.
And Saturday Night Live. Now, y'all all know that Kanye is going to be performing during the premiere tomorrow. And so will Crazy Rich Asians actress Awkwafina. She'll be there as well as the host for that night.
No, Aquafina's hosting next week.
Oh, I thought it says it on the season premiere.
No. Aquafina's hosting.
Oh, no, she's
next
hosting when
week.
Travis Scott performs. Yeah, Travis Scott is performing the following week.
Dropping the clues bomb for Aquafina, damn it. That's guy code, girl code, alumni right there.
Adam
okay?
Driver and Kanye West, and then Awkwafina, and Travis Scott, and then October 13th is Seth Meyers and Paul Simon. So that's what's going on. They're saying Travis Scott also might be performing at the NFL Super Bowl halftime show. So we'll see about that. All right, I'm Angela Yee, and that's your rumor report.
Charlamagne, are you going to see Ye?
No.
All right. All right, well, who you giving that donkey
I'll actually
to?
be in Atlanta tomorrow at the Ride Conference in Atlanta. The
I'm gonna be in Atlanta,
rolling out Ride Conference.
I'll be out there as well.
And I'm going to go by T.I.'s Trap Museum.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
They said that Trap Museum's there for like 45 days or something.
I'm
right?
going to go tomorrow. Kevin Jackson. Kevin Jackson is a black Fox News contributor who got a little too comfortable yesterday. We'll talk about it.
All right, we'll get into that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Charlamagne, say the gang, dunk it other day. Charlamagne.
You are a donkey.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
Donkey of the Day does not discriminate.
I might not have the song of the day, but I got the donkey of the day.
So if you ever feel I need to be a donkey, man, hit me with the hee-haw.
Yeah, it's the Breakfast Club, bitches.
Who's donkey of the day today?
Turn my goddamn mic on, Drum. Yes, Donkey of the Day for Friday, September 28th goes to former Fox News contributor Kevin Jackson. I say former because he was fired just yesterday. Now, we know Jackson is a slave name, but it is a name synonymous with black people, I would say. I could be wrong, but the only white Jackson I acknowledge is Andrew Jackson on the $20 bill. All the other Jacksons I know are related to Michael. Contrary to popular belief, Michael Jackson was a black man. And then there's Bo Jackson and Jesse Jackson. Moral of the story is, if the name Kevin Jackson sounds black to you, then you aren't being racist. You're just correct. All right? Kevin Jackson was a black contributor for Fox News. Now, he's not a black contributor that's on there to speak for black people. He's on there to make white people feel better about the injustices that black people face. Basically, he goes along to get along. If there is an injustice happening to black, brown people in America, he can chalk it up to something other than what it usually is, which is systemic racism. Let me give you an example. Remember when our celebrity in chief, Donald J. Trump, said this in reference to the protesting of the national anthem in the NFL?
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
Y'all remember that, right? Well, Kevin Jackson was on Fox and Friends, and he came caping for him and said this.
I love this comment from Donald Trump. And you know what? Most of America's been saying the same thing. How do you allow a Kaepernick and all these other guys? We, on my website, we detailed all the people in week 1 who took a knee or raised their fist or things like this. And every single one of those teams, I mean, you can't help but say, I hope they lose. And so the idea that Donald Trump has finally put the spotlight on this, I find unbelievable, and a good thing, by the way. Look, the NFL ratings are in the tank, and there's a reason for that. It's because of Colin Kaepernick. I call it the Kaepernick effect.
Got to keep Massa's feet warm at the end of that bed. All right, got to taste the mayonnaise for Massa, make sure it's not poisoned. Yeah, side with the man who's protesting against the people that are killing and harming people who look like you, Kevin Jackson. Yes, that makes perfect sense. Well, yesterday Kevin Jackson was watching Christine Ford and Brett Kavanaugh's testimony at the Senate Judiciary Committee with the rest of us. And I've told you already, when it comes to this case, it's really just about who you believe. If you believe Christine Ford, you will ride with her. If you believe Brett Kavanaugh, you will ride with him. My advice to anyone would be, don't discredit the accuser and don't discredit the accused until we have gathered all the information and all the facts. Now, if you have already come to the conclusion on who you believe, cool. You're definitely entitled to express that opinion, but I would advise you not to express it the way Kevin Jackson did. Let's go to MSN News for the report, please.
On the day of Christine Blasey Ford's testimony, Fox News has fired contributor Kevin Jackson after he made offensive remarks about women accusing Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh of sexual misconduct. Jackson tweeted in part, "Feminists are their own worst enemies and enemy of women. To hell with the notion that women must be believed no matter what. Lying skanks is what these 3 women are, and we all know more." Later, Fox News said in a statement, Kevin Jackson has been terminated as a contributor. His comments on today's hearings were reprehensible and do not reflect the values of Fox News.
Kevin Jackson, if you don't believe these women, fine, but you're out of line saying feminists are their own worst enemy. I mean, feminism is just the theory of the political, economic, and social equality of the sexes. Simple concept. If you agree women should have social equality, then you are indeed a feminist. Kevin, I will even agree with you on the fact that some women don't never want men to be believed. We hear it when they say believe all women. I say believe all proof. And this situation is bad because it's not a lot of proof, just he say, she say. So it's basically just a matter of who you personally believe. But what I don't believe in is calling these women skanks. All right, if you want to say you feel like they're lying, fine. But why they got to be skanks? Why they got to be all that? Okay, what is the definition of a skank? A sleazy or unpleasant person? Was there a need for that noun? Absolutely not, because we don't know if these women are lying. Like I keep saying, don't discredit the accuser and don't discredit the accused. And even if you have an opinion, don't dismiss the women as lying skanks, okay? Because I feel like women should be able to tell their stories. It doesn't mean you have to believe all women. Just listen to all women and believe all proof. And if you don't believe the proof, proceed from there. But calling them skanks just because you don't believe them is whack. And what Kevin learned yesterday was Fox News has you there for a particular reason. And that's to be an attack dog against your own people. As long as you're doing that, your job is safe. But as soon as you try to attack one of their own, knock it the F off. Okay? Did you really think you was going to get away as a black man in America calling a white woman a skank? Please give Kevin Jackson the biggest hee-haw. Come on now.
Wow.
All right.
Come on, buddy.
All right.
What in your head, even if you were thinking that way, would make you say, let me go on Twitter and write this?
Sounds stupid.
Come on, buddy.
All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today. Mm-hmm. Now, let's have some fun.
Okay.
It's Friday.
Hold on. Press a good hard reset.
You ready?
Reset.
All right.
What are you guys doing here?
Okay. Let's
It's
go.
Friday, so you know what that means.
It's Freaky Friday.
All right.
What's
now,
about
the
to happen?
Freaky Friday topic is hashtag what?
Butt play.
Butt play.
Wow.
Listen, guys.
What's going on?
Earlier this week, where's Daniel? Oh, Daniel don't want to be in the room.
He don't come in there. Call him in here.
Tell
come
Daniel,
on in.
come here. Come here, Daniel. I'm gonna let you speak for yourself. I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna repeat.
Stop. He's all red.
I'm not even gonna repeat what you said earlier this week.
Now, Daniel is one of the producers on the show.
Daniel's my guy. Drop on the clues bomb for Daniel. He's a great producer here on the Breakfast Club. Daniel, what did you tell us this week? When I don't even know why we were talking about it.
We were doing Ask Ye.
We were doing Ask
Ye. Yes.
And she was concerned that her boyfriend was potentially gay.
Yes, I remember now.
and you asked if you tried anything in his butt.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So then off the scenes, you asked me if anyone tried something in my butt.
And what did you say, Daniel?
Wait, did he proposition you?
Now, yeah, that sounds like a proposition. I'm just saying, that sounds like a proposition. I would go to human resources, Dan.
You didn't ask me that. You asked Dan that.
You definitely asked Dan that.
Daniel's a guy. I was asking the guys in the room. Go, Daniel.
Okay,
what did you say?
And I said yes, one time in college.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
I was on my back receiving oral, and one woman lifted both my hamstrings.
Wait, how many women were there?
That killed me. That was it.
In attempt.
She lifted your hamstrings?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the question is, have you ever had your hamstrings lifted?
No, that is not the question. 800-585-1051. What do you do?
No, I panicked.
He panicked.
You can't panic when that happens.
He froze over.
I would panic if my
rolled on my
hamstrings were
side.
lifted as well.
I did not know what was happening.
You said you turned over on your belly?
You got to relax when that happens, or else it's going to clench up.
All right. Let's open up the phone lines. 800-585-1051.
Yes.
What do you do when a girl goes for your butt? Is that what we're asking today on this Friday?
I was just going to say, have you ever had your hamstrings lifted? But
no,
yes.
you can know. I'm sure. No, that sounds so crazy. 800-585-1051. What do you do when a girl goes for your butt? That's the question.
We have another person in the room who has a testimonial too. He'll tell you when we come back.
Wait, when we come back.
His name is Drum, a.k.a. Hear the Beard.
All right. We'll talk about it when we come back. It's Freaky Friday. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. It's Friday, so you know what that means.
It's Freaky Friday.
Yes, and the Freaky Friday question comes from something that happened behind the scenes on The Breakfast Club.
Well, what happened was somebody called in to ASCII, and it was a young woman, and the young woman said that she thought her man was gay. And, we was
trying to figure out what made her think that.
Yeah, and we asked her, did she ever go for the butt? And our producer in here named Daniel said one time when he was in college, a young lady lifted his hamstrings up. His words, not mine. Lifted his hamstrings up.
That is correct.
And he said he panicked and he froze and he just didn't know what to do.
She must have been very strong.
Very strong. He just lifted Dan's hamstrings.
Come here, Dan.
Daniel, come here.
Now, we have Drum in the building. Drum is one of our board ops. Drum, too, has had an experience, which he lied about.
I didn't lie.
Yes, you did, Brett Kavanaugh. You lied to us at first. You told me once that a girl only kissed your cheek, but then this morning you said something else.
No, let's hear from Drum. First of all, Drum is the board op. He sits on the side of me. He's also a producer. So
He's the
Drum,
one that looks like Dancing Dan.
He has a thick beard.
That's right.
Yes.
So what happened, Drum?
I admitted to this. I said I was smashing a girl, and she tried putting a finger in my butt. I stopped her.
Nope. You said she kissed your cheek.
What did she put in your butt, Drum?
No. Time out. There's a different time.
Oh, Brett Kavanaugh. You told us this morning your exact words was she licked.
A girl one time licked my butt. I don't like it. I said it. Charlamagne loves this. He asked for this, so why are we not talking to him? Charlamagne requests this. This is like his birthday gift. He requests this over here.
Lick the beard.
All right, so this is something that you're used to. So what did you do when she did this?
Which one? Which time?
All the times.
I just told 2 stories.
Wow.
All the times. The finger,
the finger, I put a stop to that real quick. The finger. The lick, I let it happen for a little bit. Just
nothing wrong with that.
Can I just ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
When you put a stop to the finger, do you smack her hand away, or do you clench up so that it can't enter any further?
No.
Or like how do you? Or do you say no?
I give it a hard clench, then move her hand away.
A hard clench. You got to give it a hard clench and move her hand away, and you have to say no.
This is great.
Now, me personally, Charlamagne the God, y'all know I don't mind a little tongue back there.
Little finger, little thumb.
Not a lot of thumb, not a lot of fingers.
But I said a little.
Oh, you said a little.
Yeah, I said I didn't say a lot.
No. But the tongue is fine, and I always tell guys this, let your woman do that if she wants to do that.
Or your man, whoever.
And if things don't go right with y'all, you can always say, but you my ass, though.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. 800
Can you orgasm from that?
51051. Yes, you can.
Men have prostates.
Yes, you can. Hello, who's this?
Hey, what up? This is G-Dot.
Hey, D-Dot. Now, what do you do when a girl goes for your butt, bro?
Well, let me tell y'all a story. So, y'all know what Adam and Eve is?
Man, shut up. Of course we know what Adam and Eve is.
It's a sex toy location. Yes.
She got this little book, right? Talking about butt play for men and, how it's good for prostate and stuff like that. So
yes.
I'm like, at first, I'm like, hell no, I ain't about to do this, you know what I'm saying? But, she broke me down or whatever, and then we got this little pegging kit or whatever.
Oh, you went all the way with it.
So you got pegged?
Yeah, I
Who
did.
taught you guys about pegging?
Wow. You a wild boy.
But did you like it? Did you enjoy it? You did.
I mean, it's okay if you did.
It's all right, man. It's all right.
A lot of men like pegging.
And if
You
your
gotta
woman
marry
wanted
her,
to
though.
do it, I respect you for allowing your woman to fulfill her sexual fantasies, bro.
Are you guys married?
No, we're not.
Oh, you got to marry her now.
You got to marry her right now.
You got to marry her. You cannot let a girl peg you and not marry her.
You got to marry her.
That's the last thing you need out here in these
Would
streets.
you do it again?
Would I do it again? I don't know. I don't know, cause it just I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
Did you moan for your woman?
He did.
You know, I was thinking about it for her. I was thinking about, doing the whole 9 for her, bro. But
So you just held it in, you ain't make no noise or nothing? How'd you tell her to stop?
What? No, we ain't even go all the way. It hurt.
It was hurting.
She hurt you.
Did you bleed? Did you bleed, bro? Did you bleed?
No, I ain't bleed. No, I ain't bleed.
Okay. Well, you're a trooper, sir.
Well, respect to you, sir.
All right, hold the fort down, brother.
You got a little shallow booty, you know what I'm saying? You need a little... You need to dig a little deeper, I guess.
All right.
So
800-585-1051. It's Friday, so you know what that means.
It's Freaky Friday!
And we're asking, what do you do when a girl goes for your butt? Oh, my goodness. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. It's Friday, so you know what that means.
It's Freaky Friday!
Yes, and the Freaky Friday question is, what do you do when a girl goes for your butt? Now, this came from an Ask Yee, and it was kind of a conversation we had behind the scenes. We found out that our one of our producers, a girl went for his butt.
Well, no, Daniel.
Which one?
Daniel actually said a girl lifted his hamstrings, and he said he panicked when she went for his butt. So I felt sorry for Daniel. Drum is in here. Drum said he got his butt licked.
And there's nothing wrong
and
with
a finger
that.
too, right?
And a thumb in the butt. He said.
Right.
No thumb in the butt. I stopped the finger in the butt. Don't start adding to the story. I'm going to HR after this. I'm just letting all y'all know. That's it. We get off at 10. I'm being right down that office.
She only gave you one lick though?
No, he said it was a while.
We got phone lines we got to answer. So.
Yeah, it's not just about him.
Drum don't look that delicious.
Right.
So that's
How
probably why
many
you only
licks
got
do you
one
get
lick.
to the center of that Tootsie Pop?
Okay. All right. Well, hello. Who's this?
Yo, what's up, man? It's Brad.
Brad, what's up,
don't
bro?
call up here tough because we know where this is going.
What do you do when a girl goes for your butt, Brad?
Man, listen, I had that experience one time. Now, by the time I was 25, I've been in and out of the system. So when I got out of prison when I was 25, I didn't know what to expect from this shit. So me and this girl getting it in, and she down there, giving me oral, and I ain't expected. She like homeboy said, she threw both his hamstrings up in the air.
Okay, you got your hamstrings thrown in the air too.
Yeah, man. She started licking it, and I was like, what the hell? It was kind of uncomfortable. I didn't know what to do, so I kicked my leg back and knocked her off the back of the bed.
Stop cursing, man. Hey, what jail got to do with this, though?
I don't know, yeah.
I thought this story was about to go much better.
No, I didn't know this was the new thing to do.
Oh, because you've been locked up all these years.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, man,
I don't know if this is a new thing.
So your hamstrings wasn't getting tossed up in there in jail is what you're telling us?
Nah, I ain't play that.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't do it. But my thing was this, too. How you going to do all that to my butt and then try to kiss me?
It's your butt.
All right. Thank you, bro.
Your mouth is way dirtier than your butt, by the way. You don't wake up in the morning and brush your butt.
Let's go.
You don't floss your butt. You don't put mouthwash in your butt.
All right. Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Princess.
Hey, mama. Now, what do you do when you go for a guy's butt? Has a guy ever pushed you away?
No, never. I mean, it depends on the guy, but for some reason, I just attract guys that like stuff like that.
Really?
And I just want to. I'm glad you said that because a lot of guys are in here not telling their whole truths today.
Not me.
Charlamagne, calm down.
Charlamagne, I told you what I like. Not me.
This is how you get them. So you gotta
Nobody said
get
your
or whatever.
You gotta
and
what?
you start going to what is known as their gooch.
Right.
The
And
gooch.
once you touch their gooch, it's a wrap. Once you touch the gooch and they're like with it, they're gonna be with it for life. And they all love it. Plus, everyone knows that that's their G spot.
So listen, I've never heard a girl in real life tell me a situation with a man where she tried to lick his butt or put a finger in there and they stopped her.
Why
but
would you?
somehow, all these guys in here today are talking about they stopped it, they clenched up, they got nervous, they didn't do it. Y'all are all fronting.
Why would you stop? Why would
to admit it?
Yeah, why would you stop a woman from in your butt. Like, that's something that y'all will always share together. You'll always be able to say, yo, you my butt.
Because see, the guy that I was with was Jamaican, and his family was Jamaican, and so he's not trying to be known in the streets for that.
So yeah, so
known in the streets.
So mentally,
known in the streets for that.
Listen, first of all, ain't no girls running around here saying I eat butt.
Yes, they do.
Really?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I say it all the time, and I'm not ashamed.
How many butts you eat a year?
How many have I eaten?
Yeah.
3.
Oh, you
Tell me honest, you can't be around here just eating random butt now.
Why. I'm not eating random butts. These are guys that I dated for a long time.
And what else do you put in the butt besides your tongue? You put fingers or objects?
I put fingers. One time I bought a plug, and they were really into that.
A butt plug, Charlamagne, not a plug.
I ain't into all that now. I ain't into butt plugs and beads and all that. We're going to keep this organic, all right?
You never tried it
My thing is, I thought, the question is, like, I find guys that are questionable. Like, they look like they could be bisexual because they're really metro.
No. See, now, what bisexual guy? Bisexual don't got nothing to do with this. See, this is why men don't like to talk about these kind of things, because y'all are automatically quick to label us as bisexual. Nobody bisexual.
I mean, they might be. You never know, but you're right.
You said nobody's bisexual?
Well, thank you
I'm
for
saying
calling.
ain't nobody.
Mama.
Okay, no, there's a lot of bisexual people out here.
Checklist on a guy being bisexual, they match in about 9 out of 10 of those things.
Okay.
Mama,
well, look, she got her own experiences. This is from her experience.
I don't like that. Just because I like a tongue from my butt don't mean I'm bisexual. I'm getting a tongue from a woman.
Put Mama on hold. Drama wants her number. Just Drama on her number. Put her on hold. Drama will get the number for you, all right? Thank you, Mama.
Yes.
Now, what's the moral of the story?
That guys be fronting. You know you like it. It's okay if you don't want to admit it, but behind closed doors, there's a lot of things that men won't admit that they like, but they do.
The moral
There's
of the
nothing wrong
story.
with a tongue in the butt.
The moral of the story for me is I got a colonic at 1 p.m. today. Okay, that is a fact.
Oh, you gonna have a pipe
you
in your
might
butt
have
today.
an erection during it.
I don't know. I'm going to get my first colonic today, and I can't wait.
And we know you can't.
Okay,
Now,
make sure
let me
I
ask
take
you
a good
question.
shower.
If when they put this pipe in your butt and you get erect, what does that mean?
That means nothing. Okay, I've never had a colonic before, so I don't know what to expect. But I will tell y'all all about it on Monday.
All right,
when
let
they
us
put
know
that
how it
pipe in your butt and you get erect, boy. Ooh.
You know what would be great if you go live on Instagram Live during.
I'm not doing that.
You should.
I'm not doing that.
So wait, just one last question before we go to rumors.
Yes.
Right? Before we tease rumors, you got to get on your knees. So you got to get on your knees and pop your little butt up.
I don't know what I got to do when I get my colonic. I do know
stomach.
I was embarrassed when I called, because I called and she was like, "What's your name?" I was like, "Leonard McKelvey," and she was like, "What's your email?" And I was like, gmail.com, and she goes, "Oh my God, I was in the sauna with you the other day." I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about. My name is Leonard McKelvey. Could you please just schedule my appointment, please?" So I will be there today at 1 p.m. All right, they're expecting me.
Okay, all right. Well, you get on your knees and you give them the best little butt you ever gave them. All right. Now, Yee.
Yes.
We got rumors on the way?
Yes, let's talk about J. Cole and his Billboard cover. Find out some things he has to say about you guys being duped by Donald Trump.
All right, we'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Yes, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee. We have the rumor report coming up. I don't know what Yee's talking about.
J. Cole on the cover of Billboard.
Okay.
This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
So listen up.
Well, J. Cole is on the cover of Billboard for their second annual Hip Hop Power Players issue. And he even said he wasn't in the mood to do an interview. He talks about Donald Trump being in office. He said, "I love that America gets to see the truth. If Hillary Clinton was in office, it would be the most effing disingenuous-ish, because everybody would be thinking that everything's cool because we got an incredibly qualified female president, which would have been amazing on so many levels." But he says he does prefer an honest America.
I agree with that, because Barack Obama was the same thing. He was a symbol of change, but he wasn't actual change.
He also talks about XXXTentacion and having a 3-hour conversation with him. He said, "When I found out about the abuse allegations against him, my first response was, man, I hope maybe one day I'll get a chance to talk to this kid and figure out if there's any place that I can help, because anybody who would do the ish that he did, hurt people. I've walked through prisons and talked to these dudes who got life." He also talked about Khaleesi's abuse allegations against Nas. And he said, "That hurt. I'm not going to lie, that hurts. It feels weird because I F with Nas, but I just have to be honest. I came up seeing too much effed up ish for that to be acceptable. I don't care who it is. I don't F with people abusing women, and I don't F with people not taking care of their kids."
Well, how does he know Nas actually abused her? Like, that's why I always say you can't.
And Nas has denied all of those allegations.
That's what I'm saying. Don't be so quick to discredit the accused, and don't be so quick to discredit the accused.
Well, well, in all fairness,
you giving whole opinions and you don't even know the whole story.
Well, in all fairness, he didn't say that he said it hurts him, But he says, he didn't say Nas did those things, but he said it hurts and it's hard because he doesn't F with people.
Okay.
So he's not saying, yes, Nas did those things and I don't F with him.
Okay.
All right. He also was going to take off 2019 to work on The Off Season, which is a project that could become an EP or a full mixtape. And he has his next album, The Fall Off, and a side project that he's going to be working on as well with his new alter ego, Kill Edward, front and center.
J. Cole just needs to be a therapist. I think that'd be a great TV show for him to be a therapist and have him talking to like young up and coming rappers, because that seems to be a passion of his.
All right. And as you know, a lot of music came out today, including Lil Wayne's new album, Carter 5, that's been 6 years in the making. Now, we told you about all the guest appearances that were on the album earlier in the show. And everybody really likes the song with Kendrick, Mona Lisa. How about this song with Travis Scott, Let It Fly?
Let it fly like the birds in the sky. Hotter than the weather in July. It's alive, I'm revived. It's a vibe, kiss the sky, did the vibe. Please advise it, this advice to be advised. We put the pistol to your mind and blow your mind, control your mind free, no sober mind, I'm so behind.
We got that clip just for you.
Why do y'all do that?
Now, Kanye tweeted out, he's putting out his album Yandhi on Saturday, Kanye. He said, we know it'll come in number 2 to my brother Lil Wayne, and that's lovely.
No, you're not going to be number 2, okay? Because there's this little biracial boy out there named Logic.
Logic's album, Young Sinatra 4, came out today as well. So did Kevin Gates, Luca Brasi 3. And Reason made his debut album with TDE. His album's out as well. There you have it.
Logic might outsell everybody, okay? Don't sleep on Logic. I don't even like Logic. All right, I don't listen to Logic's music.
Then how do you know you don't like him?
Because I don't like him. That's why I don't listen to his music.
As a person?
No, I don't know him as a person. I just don't like his music like that. But he's going to probably outsell Kanye West and a Lil Wayne. Even though it's a lot of hype around Wayne's album.
Well, the guy in the room who got his hamstrings lifted.
Oh, my God.
Loves Logic.
Logic fans love getting their hamstrings lifted.
Stop it.
Dan.
All right, I'm Angela Yee, and that's
I would expect Dan, who loves to get his hamstrings lifted, to love Logic.
Actually, Logic's DJ was in... Logic DJ was in the building the other day, and Dan almost lost his mind.
What?
Yeah.
Did he ask the guy to lift his hamstrings up?
All right, I'm Angela Yee. That's your Rumor Report. Happy birthday.